Right, let's change tact from racing games and move on to something that I really love.
Fuck!
No, not fuck, football.
Football time.
You know, some people would say those are the same things, Dwibs. Also, thank you, Peach.
I'll get to the voice acting soon, actually, after we watch the intro.
Why is there a trend?
So, welcome to Super Mario Strikers, as it's named in America, or as it's known here in Europe, Mario Smash Football. Later games would just take the American title but add the word football to it here in Europe, so I'm not sure why they changed it to Smash here, maybe to fool people into thinking this was a Smash Brothers game.
Maybe. What was the Japanese title? I know that it was developed by Next Level Games, so it's not, for Japan first, but just in case.
Just your Super Mario Strikers.
So they kept the American. So for all intents and purposes, the American title should be the one to take in.
So yeah, there's the European title. And that's... Yeah. What Wario said.
Yeah, basically, one cool thing is that they have all these different characters reading off logos.
Mario is slightly smaller on this one.
Because I guess the title isn't as big.
I guess so.
But yeah, and this is a interesting rarity. I think this was one of the first Mario games to be in widescreen or have widescreen support.
Also, Dwibs, how does it feel going from the N64 controller to the GameCube controller for your playthroughs?
I don't know, because I used the Switch controller.
That's right, I forgot you used... That's right, I forgot you were basically emulating that N64
The original
game.
Roll did have a showcase of him selecting from the shop. I just cut it out because I thought it was superfluous.
Right. Still, though, okay, imagine if you were going from the N64 controller to the GameCube controller, because a lot of people lambaste the N64 controller. It's funny, because going from that to the GameCube controller, you go from vitriol to ultra praise. To this day, some people consider the GameCube controller the best controller that Nintendo has released to date.
I still really don't like it for a multitude of reasons.
Right. So, this game has it all. It has football, a special strikers shot that we'll see later on, and, in my opinion, the absolute worst Toad has ever sounded. Yes, and I'm including the Mario Brothers Super Show in that.
I'm trying to remember if it was this game or Super Strikers where things also got possibly the most risque Nintendo would let them be for a while until recent times.
Because while the characters are a bit crass here, it's in the next game where Luigi points at his crotch and tells you to suck it.
Yeah, that's a Wii game.
Also, we were getting risque because they dared to show Peach and Daisy's midriffs in this game.
So, it's pretty much what you'd expect. Football, except there's no yellow and red cards, no throw-ins, no corners.
You can just literally punch the shit out of your opponents if you want to get any. You get basically Captain Tsubasa or Inazuma 11 superpowers for extra pizzazz to it. I still find it bothersome to me that possibly in order to have a better way to understand that the goalkeepers are all Koopalings. Not Koopalings, sorry, Kremlings from country games.
This game came out November 18th, 2005 in Europe, December 5th, 2005 in North America. This game was developed in North America, and it came out in Japan January 19th, 2006.
Mario, working with Koopas, what does the world come to for the World Cup?
Yeah, they act as your kind of minions in order to help. Although, as you can see, even the compositions of the team is simplified.
All right,
yeah, they would definitely spice things up more by the time of Super Strikers.
Alright, so I was referring to the voice acting earlier. Around the time this game came out, Princess Peach's / Toad's voice actress, up to that point, Jen Taylor, had left the series after 6 years, mainly so she could concentrate more on her stuff at the Seattle Children's Theatre, plus she was still voicing Cortana. So instead, as Princess Peach, we have, I'm assuming, a Nintendo employee, Nicole Mills, who would also play Baby Peach around this time. So it's Partners in Time, this game, New Super Mario Brothers, and Yoshi's Island DS as Baby Peach until she was replaced by somebody else who would basically hold on to the role until not Super Princess Peach, Princess Peach Showtime. In 2024.
Also, get used at least for this run to see Dwibs performing all of his ultimate moves and having those constantly get parried. I think only once he managed to get through.
Samantha Kelly, that's it. But as for the voice of Toad, on the other hand, oh boy, I know this. I know before this voice Toad could sound rather grating, but it's like whoever got to voice Toad in this game thought that the whole yelling thing was the whole point of Toad, and she literally just goes. Seriously, it's like I would honestly rather listen to the voice from the Super Show. It's that bad.
For obvious reasons, I don't come back to this game often. I don't recall Toad being particularly annoying in this one, but who knows? Maybe that is just about of me not remembering. I will also raise
the extra bit to the pepper that for the purpose of this game. Yes, the shriveled, yelling is not helpful, but at the very least, it's only that. While I argue instead of the Super Show, the shriveling voice was also accompanied by a terrible personality of a character, which kind of was important, considering the show was still trying to tell stories in its episodes.
Also, Dwibs, for future reference, you gotta actually try and angle your shots well so that the goalie can't easily block the super shots.
Well, the point of the super shot is that if you score double.
True, yeah, but my point is, you treat those like your regular shots. You want to actually aim them properly so the goalie can't easily block them.
Well, the aim, it's not just aim, you also have to get the gauge pretty much almost exactly in the green area. Not that I need it right now at the moment.
Anyway, speaking also again on the voice acting Dwibs, who instead is the not narrator, but rep guy that tells "Go Mario."
I'll have to look that up.
You keep aiming your super shots basically right at the goalie. They're gonna catch them if you do it like that.
Well, as for Greg Robertson, Greg with a G, on behind the voice actors, they only had 2 other roles. The Hulk in the 2003 game, and Officer Number 2 in CSI.
Oh, the CSI tie-in game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, if this is as annoying as the Toads get in this game, they don't sound god-awful, really.
The problem is how often you hear them.
I guess Master Hand and Crazy Hand are the responsible for the match. Maybe that's the reason why this was called Smash in Europe.
I guess I'll be honest, even hearing them frequently, it's it's basically Toad's equivalent to grunts. That comes kind of with the territory of sounding like gibberish in a sports game, so I'm fine with it. I do have to agree with Tio. It's the Super Show that really just has him with just a bad voice, bad dialogue, bad personality, bad everything. I say this in no uncertain terms. I'm not a fan of the Mario movies, but I will say Keegan-Michael Key is probably one of the best takes on how you handle
Toad.
Right.
Toad.
So we had
Also,
Battle of the Brothers earlier, which Mario won. Of
I
course he
forgot
did.
that this was in the
So now we
period
got-
where Daisy was very white.
So now we got Battle of the Princesses. In this corner, from Sarasaland, Princess Daisy. And on the Mushroom Kingdom, Princess Peach.
I like that you're playing as best girl.
Deji will be so proud.
Also, does each character have like a preset with who their mooks are? Because I noticed that
no,
you
you
not
can
control it, you can
choose.
choose them.
So,
Okay.
Peach and her Toads, and Daisy and her Birdos.
The only thing that stays
Again,
the same are the Kremlings as the goalkeepers.
Again, like I said, I'm familiar with this game, but because Super Strikers and the current Battle League game are so much better, I just don't really come back to this one. It's the one that started it all, but there's not really much bells and whistles to make it worth coming back to.
Oh yeah, so I think I should mention as well on the subject of voices. I believe this is the first game in which Bowser's current voice actor, Kenny James,
Premiered.
played the role.
Right, because it was played by someone else in Sunshine.
Yeah, Sunshine, and it's
Sunshine.
amazing voice acting.
Okay, like that was like literally their first proper attempt to actually, have a story mode and everything.
Yeah,
with
I'll agree
voice
with
acting.
both, but I agree that it's still bad nonetheless, but I can wait to excuse because they were just experimenting with what they had.
Let me put it like this. In probably the best timeline, they would have refined it and improved from there instead of just getting cold feet and suddenly saying, oh no, that's it, we gotta abandon voice acting proper in Mario outside of voice quips.
Well, I mean, okay, to be fair, the most recent WarioWare game had full voice acting. Even
That's
from
a WarioWare game. Those are
from
very
Wario's
different from
new
Mario.
voice actor.
I think both of them, because we started with Gold, this kind of thing.
Yeah, I know WarioWare got. I think that was like the only time Charles Martinet had like full,
Yes.
quite a chunky amount of dialogue as Wario.
Yes.
Like I said, though, I'm not sure I count that because WarioWare is such a different beast from Mario. Like, yeah, it's technically part of Mario, but like WarioWare is practically like a whole worlds apart from Mario. Like,
What was that pose that Daisy had? Also, Dwibs, you want to
wonderful
explain about the power-ups?
I mean, yeah, okay. Every so often throughout this game, you can get power-ups to either help you or screw over your opponent, like shells, bombs, mushrooms to give you a little boost. And also, on occasion, I don't think we see it in this playthrough, sometimes Bowser will show up and screw everybody over.
Yeah, we don't really
just
see
like in Mario
gameplay-wise.
Party.
Yeah, I think it kind of works like that. It was kind of operating on that logic where Bowser was these, elemental random chaos instead of actually being a playable character. But later, games will instead put him as a playable character.
What species of animal is Birdo? Dinosaur?
I guess to an extent, because she has a part reptilian, but considering she's mostly from, Subcon, where, the whole thing about that was that the enemies were abstracted due to be dreamlike, I guess you can just say base reptile, but everything else could be, anything. For noting that she hatches from an egg in Super Mario RPG, so there is that.
Okay.
Well, my own headcanon is that after Mario 2, Wart's minions just left him because they realised what a complete loser he was, and left to either do their own thing in the case of Birdo, or join Bowser like the Shy Guys and Ninja and so on did.
That implies that they left Mario's dreams, then.
Well, another headcanon. Mario. The reason Mario was having that dream, he played Doki Doki Panic before bed.
Okay, anyway.
Think what Nintendo's reasoning goes is that while Mario 2 takes place, Mario 2 USA takes place still in the dream, Mario is still dreaming about something that is based in his reality. It's just a case of he's dreaming about these characters that normally exist in his world.
Anyway, as for what Birdo is, all official sources we have point towards her being a dinosaur. Like, Her baller name in Mario Hoops, 3-on-3. Yes, there's a Mario basketball game.
Skateboarded, yes.
Her baller name is Diamond Dino. As for Mario Superstar Baseball, her bio describes her as a dinosaur that spits eggs from her huge mouth. She is referred to as a member of the Dinosaur Clan in Perfect Bond Mario character Daichiten.
Okay. Does she have a Smash trophy in Melee Brawl?
Would not surprise me if she does. Let me check.
Usually those come with text player flavor.
Yeah, this is totally my tactic. Wear out the goalkeeper from the power shot, allowing Birdo to score while the keeper's knackered.
Yes, she has a Smash trophy in Melee, a trophy in Brawl, a trophy in Smash Brothers for Wii U, and of course she has a Spirit in Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah, I remember that.
Don't worry, I'll get this to work. And she just ran it into the net.
And funnily enough, she's summoned using the cores of T-Rex from Fossil Fighters and Starly.
Yeah, from no, actually no. I was thinking of something else. Well, remember, Ultimate does have this kind of trick that it tries to add mimic fight that represents the spirit that they're in, having our character standing in. Most notably...
Right, do I score this time?
No. Most notably, I forgot what character is it, but it basically has the spirit of Paz from Metal Gear, which comes equipped with a bomb because someone at Nintendo really thought it was funny as a joke, which it's not.
So, in the Battle of the Princesses, Daisy is the winner.
Well, you know, canonically this makes sense. Also, that's the thing, Tio. She actually started off with the tan. This was when they were starting to get rid of it, which was...
So she had a tan, lost it, then got it back.
Well, okay. Has she gotten it back? I know she... Okay, the movie's been out long enough,
in most recent games,
apologies for anyone who hasn't seen the Galaxy movie, but she seems to have a tan in the Galaxy movie.
How dare you, Dwibs?
Well, of course I'm gonna have the wives face each other.
Yeah, but you should have picked Luigi.
I prefer Wario.
Sacrilege.
Ooh, that's sacrilege. Yeah. But anyway, okay, back to the trajectory of Daisy and her tan. Like, have any of the recent games brought it back?
Yeah, and also she's been voiced by a Hispanic actor recently.
I do like how Mario Kart World gave her, like, a genie...
So Waluigi thinks he's Rob Van Dam, and Wario is showing off his awesome ass.
This is tame compared to what they'll do in Super Strikers. Like I said, I do like how Mario Kart World, which may have been a thing from the mobile game, but Mario Kart World gave Daisy sort of like a genie-esque outfit, which seems to be an outfit native to Sarasaland, which, you know, makes sense. She's from the desert and whatnot. I have seen some fans who like to theorize that Sarasaland has different outfits and whatnot, and basically the dress Daisy wears is just a more conservative outfit for when she's not in the desert and all that jazz.
I mean, she's still supposed to be royalty after all.
But remember, she's technically an empress since Sarasaland is multiple kingdoms tapered together instead of one.
Alright, so now I'm showing off that you can have your allies be either Hammer Brothers or Koopa Troopers. Meaning, what are they? Are these guys on holiday from Bowser's Kingdom, or are they turncoats?
Look, Dwibs, rule number one of the Mushroom Kingdom: all allegiances go out the window whenever there's a Mario Party or a sports event going on.
It's kind of like with the original intent of the Olympics games, where every single nation involved seizes any war attack.
Yeah, because for the most part, the Koopas and there's your double goal. Anyway, usually the loyalty of the Koopa Troopers and the Hammer Brothers towards Bowser is beyond question. That's actually one thing that I swear I've seen not too often. You know, the the minions actively respecting their ruler as opposed to just being afraid of him all the time.
You've seen too many dorky skits, and you should really stop Dwibs.
Like, let me put it like this. I like Dorkly. But I think even Dorkly at this point has been trying to tell fans not to take all his stuff as canon.
Well, yeah, no. I've seen other games too.
There was
Like,
also okay. Remind me, Dwibs. I know that these days probably you wouldn't have, but back in the day you did manage to find like a YouTube rip that you saw of the great mission to rescue Princess Peach.
Again, I didn't watch that. I don't really care.
Just to mention, for the sake of your argument, Dwibs, in that movie, the Koopas and the Yamerpos to an extent seems to be more loyal, but the Goombas instead seems to be ones that try to actually dissuade the Mario Brothers from their quest, but they're so clumsy that instead inadvertently actually help them.
Did they tend to have a hand in making that?
I think they still had some kind of consultants, but you have to remember, Dwibs, it was done in a time where there was very little lore about the Mario games, even less so than when the live-action movie happened. So they really could do whatever they wanted, and some stuff was kept throughout the other games, like in Mario Wonder, the Caterpillar Prince is kind of a reference to Kibirango, which is the animal companion in that movie.
Yeah, so judging by the scoreline, you guys should probably now see why I picked Wario, because Waluigi is a loser.
Jesus, Twibs, knock down the
every
bar.
single time.
Does the scoreline lie?
Okay, I'll just say
because
this
you're
to you.
influencing it.
I don't
know. That last match I had, there was a few close calls.
What, Dwibs, there's an alternate reality where you're talking about how Waluigi's the best and Wario's the loser because you're playing as Waluigi instead.
Now, honestly, that won't even make any sense either, because Wario's had many games all to his own, and Waluigi's had I have to get back to you on that one. I don't think he's had any.
He's mostly started appearing in Mario Party ever since he's mostly being a staple at the very least in the sport.
I think he debuted in Mario Tennis for the N64.
I think so. So it's basically a creational camera. I think so because it was that case where the developers mentioned later that they wanted to also create a Peach, but Nintendo told them no.
Yeah, basically, originally we were supposed to get Wario, Waluigi, and Peach.
As Team a very thinly disguised Team Orange parody.
And apparently they axed Peach because they thought the similarity was too obvious.
I mean, yeah, I can see that Wario and Waluigi will resemble a lot their lackeys. If you never watch Yatta, then just, take my word from it.
I will say this. I feel like in an alternate reality where they had kept Peach, they might have made that trio actually recurring antagonists in the mainline games, which I feel like that's been Waluigi's biggest folly. He's never gotten to show up in a mainline title. Like, yeah, while it's a technicality, Wario still has technically shown up in a mainline Mario game.
We've had Battle of the Brothers, Battle of the Princesses, and Battle of the Wares. Now for our final encounter, Battle of the Most Famous Animals.
And you're having Yoshi be backed up by his dinosaur brethren, I see. Yeah, from what I can understand, Yoshi and Birdo are both considered different types of dinosaurs for the Mushroom Kingdom, basically.
Well, they really operate on different logic. While they operate on a similar principle that they split egg in some kind of fashion, Yoshi has to eat his prey first, while Birdo just pops them up.
Yeah, well, I mean, Yoshi and Birdo are both voiced by Kazumi Tataka.
And they do tend to get treated as rivals in a lot of these sports games, so...
Was this also the point where DK's, VA for, which I think is still current, the Japanese
I think they only recently changed VA for Mario Kart World.
Okay. thought they...
Yeah, I don't think it was Grant Kirkhope voicing him anymore.
No, but ever since I think at least the sport era, they did had a Japanese one that kept consistent for every game outside of the Smash Bros. Game, where for some reason Sakurai wanted to give DK actual gorilla grunts. But it was kept, I think, even in DK Bonanza.
I'm looking it up right now.
It was, for example, consistent also for his appearance in Punch-Out for the Wii.
Takashi Nagasako. He's mainly a guy who's voiced a load of other stuff. Most recently, he's also the Japanese voice of Big the Cat. And yeah, the last time we heard of him as Donkey Kong was Mario Party Jamboree. Afterwards, he was changed, and I don't know who voices him now, but I can check that real quick. Now he's voiced by Koji Takeda. Takeda, I don't know how you pronounce it.
I can tell that the impression is similar enough to be, seamless, so, fair enough.
Yeah, so yeah, Nintendo had quite a... So after this game, after a couple of games of growing pains, eventually Nintendo would get a consistent voice cast that they kept until Charles Martinet retired from the roles.
Also, I think Donkey Kong is cheating in this game, because a lot of his moves he seems to actually using his hands. Also, I was kind of thinking of that football/soccer match in the middle of Bad Knocks and Broomsticks. So.
Yeah.
Where they actually had a gorilla as the goalkeeper.
Okay, so there you angled the super shot. Well done.
And so yeah, and Daisy's it's interesting as well that because I don't know when we're next going to get to it, but it is a bit of a shit because yeah, I mean when we got to Mario Wonder, yeah, obviously we knew Mario and Luigi's voices were going to change, but Daisy's actress got recast.
A lot of people got recast for Wonder.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing. A good chunk of the recasts happened at Mario Kart World, where apparently, I guess the one criteria that had to be fulfilled was that all the new actors that were going to get had to have voiced somebody in Genshin Impact.
It's weird. Didn't they already? Didn't they already change up a lot of the actors for Wonder anyway? Why do it again for World?
They only changed Mario and Co. and Daisy in that game. Oh, and Nabbit.
Okay, but define it was Mario and Co. Since recently they seem to be incorporating
Mario,
Daisy
Luigi,
and Pauline
Daisy
into the game.
and Nabbit. But it was only in Mario Kart World where they changed another good chunk of them. You'll get the Phanto tag mode and you'll like it. When was the last time we saw the Phanto masks? Mario 2?
Mario Maker.
A Mario Maker.
Actually,
there's quite a load of things with Mario 2 because of its Doki Doki Panic connection. A load of it's mainly a couple of the villains only appeared in that game and almost nothing else.
A new Mario Maker would be nice.
Yeah, maybe that could include Mario 2 stuff.
Mind you, it's more. I argue Mario Land was more, crafted, only getting just the ball power up potentially. And I argue that the bosses in that game are also, even more underutilized than the one in Mario 2. So,
at the end of our final match, it turns out Dinosaur beats Monkey.
I mean, if DK was constantly cheating, I can kind of get it.
Yeah, even if they're going off of a technicality, that still is pretty dodgy that he can use all of his limbs for the game.
Maybe he's still mentally distracted by that time he failed to steal all of the Mini Mario toys.
Sure. Alright, I
But
guess final thoughts in the meantime.
very first crack at a football game, I thought it was pretty solid and decent enough. I don't show off in the the other mode of this game, which is basically league/knockout cup competitions.
Also,
But really, it's
what
just the
was
same as this.
the middle character that needed to be unlocked?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, music's solid. The game does exude enough of its personality of its own. Although from what I've seen, the next game does that a lot more. Again, I could do without Toad's voice, but the rest of the actors are all fine. And honestly, that's about it. I mean, graphically, it looks pretty good for a late GameCube game. I had one in widescreen too, which, from what I understand, not a whole lot of first-party Nintendo games got widescreen. Well, up to like the Wii, I think. So yeah, overall, yeah, I do enjoy this one. I do like playing it a lot from time to time on my on the Switch Online.
Alright, found in the meantime, the final unlockable character is called Super Team. It's a robot, and you unlock it by winning the equivalent of arcade mode, the Bowser Cup, in this game. And he uses them as minions, but after you beat that, you can unlock Super Team as a playable character for leader of the team, apparently.
Sounds like to me he's just a Eldritch Abomination combination of all the main playable characters. You have Mario's hat, Luigi's shoes, all sorts. It's like that. It's like that master. It's like when the master took over the Doctor's body.
Alright, Jova.
This is a classic. It's the one that started it all. It is also not really a game I come back to often. Not because it's bad, but just because it's been outclassed by its sequels. That said, you've got your core cast, you've got a solid enough gameplay here. The lack of things like a story mode or really that much single player content are, again, just reasons I don't come back to it. It's very much a game of its time, and for what it did then, it did well. That pretty much solidifies my thoughts on it. I'm glad it was made to help the series eventually prosper and evolve. It's just not something I'm going to go back to this day and age.
For me, it's pretty much the same as Jova. Like, this is a nice game, and I guess for the time it was kind of neat for people to experience. But I argue it unfortunately is bogged down by the lack of content that it has. It doesn't really have a lot to sustain itself for unless you are a really hardcore football/soccer fan, and even then, it has less content than the average FIFA Pro Evolution Soccer game. I guess it's a good alternative for people who own, a GameCube, because I don't remember if the FIFA PES games did receive the GameCube ports at the time. But otherwise, it is a good alternative for all the football lovers, in Europe. Uh, Not sure how much this did in America, considering the football that they prefer, is different. And while, football's European football/soccer is still, known and beloved by many people, maybe not as much as baseball, rugby, or their version of football. So I don't know, what kind of, disparity there might have been. But otherwise, it's a good first attempt at the very least, and it's good also that this prospered into future endeavor with better content in it. But that's basically it.
All right, so that was Super Mario Strikers Football Smash. So join us next time when we do another Mario sports game, if any more become available. That I have a bit more of an interest in on the Switch Online.
Yeah.
See you then.